Good morning, everybody. Having had a little bit of technical difficulties this morning, so I apologize for the delay. But let's be honest, I know most of you are still, sleepy and getting on with your day. So I gave you some extra time to get some more coffee, and I am glad to be here. So everyone's having a great Tuesday. Um, I am getting ready for a great Tuesday evening. And yeah, so I just want to welcome some of our new people to our group. Thank you so much for being part of us here at Biz Builders. We are just excited to see our community grow and to see everybody getting involved and finding a place where they can ask questions and get advice and start building their dreams, because that's what this space is here for. The space is, a place where you can learn and not spend 10 years of learning like I did. You can just be here and get advice directly from me and others in the same position. So again, welcome. We're so glad to have you. If you are new, you may not know that we've been talking about email marketing in our Rise and Grind series. And I am kind of crazy about it because I think it is, I'm not going to say I think, I know it is the cheapest, easiest way to monetize your list, to connect with your people, and to ultimately make money. So without further ado, I think I'm just going to go ahead and jump right into this. As I told you guys last time, I'm not a professional news anchor yet. I will be. So I'm going to glance at my notes here and there, but I think you are going to be okay with it. So what I have noticed though is it's been kind of silent from everybody's end over there. I haven't heard a lot of feedback about the email marketing. I know a lot of you aren't doing it, and that's, I was going to say the scary part, but honestly, I think that's the saddest part for me, is that I'm seeing you leave money on the table. And I'm just curious why. Is it because it's overwhelming? Like, another thing I have to do? Like, well, yeah, that's kind of what making your own path and building your own dream is going to do. There's a lot to do, and it is another thing, but it's so worth it. Um, so, that's one thing. Is it like, oh, I just not sure what to do? Well, okay, well, that's why you're here. So we're okay. So the thing is, can you get away without doing email marketing? You can, but you're going to be doing exactly that, which is getting away with it, right? It doesn't mean you're doing well. It just means, skinning your teeth, like you got through. Many people do it the same way people are still using flip phones or fax machines or snail mail, yeah, people do it. Doesn't mean it's effective. Doesn't mean it's efficient. Doesn't mean it's fun. And it's not probably not yielding the best results. But they're doing just that. They're getting away with it. So email marketing is better than getting by, right? Email marketing has a cycle. It has something predictable. It can bring you money without you even having to do anything. That's one of the beauties of it, right? So we'll get into that a little more later. But you might be wondering, like, okay, like, why are you so about this? Why am I so adamant about this? Is because it works, right? All the numbers are there. So all your opinions, all your experiences with it does not change the fact that this works. You might be like, oh, well, I did it before and nobody responded. Well, sorry, guys, but that's user error. It does work because the numbers are there. And if you were there last week, we talked about the numbers. And men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie, guys. The numbers are there. So they're very sexy numbers. So here's the thing. Maybe you're like, okay, Tanya, I believe you. Like, I get it. You keep going on and on about this. But, it won't really work for my business. I do X, Y, Z. And honestly, that's garbage. Like, that's just an excuse for not knowing how to do it for your industry. Doesn't mean it doesn't work for your industry. Just something you haven't learned yet. And that's okay. But don't blame email marketing, okay? Any industry can use this. Every industry can use this. Farm equipment, luxury, hotels, to paper clips. I don't care what you're in, it works and you can use it. So you want to know why? It's because good email marketing brings value. So if you try to tell me that email marketing isn't working for you, it's because you're basically telling me you have no value to bring. And I find that really hard to believe. You have value. I'm sure you do, or you wouldn't be pressing on with this. We all have something to offer, and that's why you have this dream you're pursuing. So all you have to do is offer value. If you're sending out that, sale, 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 me, you're not offering value. You're telling them about yourself. It's all about you, and it's not. Email marketing is about them. When you're sending out these sequences, it's about them, right? So your content needs to be valuable. It needs to be worth something. You need to improve somebody's day, make it easier, make their life simpler, teach them a skill, give them something. It needs to bring value. Sometimes it can be as simple as just warm feelings. You made them feel good for the day. If any of you on Instagram, you'd be amazed to see how many of these pages with millions, and I mean millions of followers, are there because they just post quotes every day. Not even their own quotes, other people's quotes. And they make tons of money advertising like calendars for people because they have all of these followers because they make somebody feel good. Like, that's it. That's all they do. So value, guys. Again, if you're telling me it doesn't work for your business, then you're telling me you don't have any value to give. And that's a bigger problem than not email marketing. And we're not going to go into that now, but that's another thing we'll talk about. So if you're comfortable and you're like, well, I'm already making the amount of money I want and everything's really good, then you know what? You're the exception and you're totally fine. Like, you probably just want to tune the rest of this out and I'll see you next week because like you're fine. You don't need this. But if you want to dominate your industry, if you want to grow, if you want to connect with your audience and do something that matters, then you're going to get onto email marketing. And I'm going to say this real quick because I don't think a lot of us get this sometimes, because a lot of us, and I'm going to talk about this again later, but I want to jump into it now as well. Social media, a lot of like, well, I'm doing social media. I'm on Facebook. I have Facebook groups, right? Like, hey, I'm on Instagram, whatever, social media. Here's the thing with social media versus email. You don't own that space. You don't own that platform. And they have algorithms that determine who is going to see you, who is going to see what. And that can change at any time. Your email list, that is a connection you own. That is a way that you can get in touch with and talk to at any time that you want. Or, they can change your mind too. But you don't own Facebook's space. You don't own Instagram space. You don't own any of these Twitter, any of that. Email you own, and that's a huge valuable part of it right there. So again, moving on, I'm just saying it's going to work for you if you want to, like I said, dominate. If you also want to have something that works for you and makes money for you while you're sitting on a beach in Tahiti, then email marketing is the place for you. And remember, email marketing, this isn't like a separate business I'm selling, right? This is part of your existing business that you do, right? So don't sleep on this. Get on this, learn email marketing, right? It will work for your industry. Like I said, babysitting to private jet sales, it's going to work for your industry. So you may be wondering, like, how does giving away free value, help me make money? Well, it's through the connection. People do business with people they like, they know, and they trust. And email is a space that enables you to do that one-to-one. It enables you to do it targeted. It enables you to do it in a place that is free of all the extra noise. You are trying to have this connection on Facebook and they get, 5 notifications and a message from somebody and, Aunt Martha and their mom and their best friend and this guy they're crushing on. There's too much noise. An email, when they open that email, it's just you and them. It's just the two of you, guys. Like, that connection is so important because people do business with people they like. So in this space, you're able to, set yourself as an expert to your audience. You're able to create a relationship, establish appreciation, and you're able to make that connection that's going to outshadow all the other people doing the same thing that you might be doing. So another thing I want to specify here too is that I'm not like an email monotheist, right? So, social media has its place, and I think it's absolutely amazing. I just can't get over the fact that so many people are not doing this easy, simple, cheap thing that will make their business money. And that's why I'm so adamant and like borderline sweating right now, because I'm just so like, please just take this seriously and stop sitting on your email list, or take it seriously to start growing your email list. And getting back to social media again, like you can't find your direct, what are your direct results from your social media? Can you tell me how many posts have led directly to sales? Like I want a dollar amount, right? Like I can do that through email. I can find out through email exactly what steps they've taken, what they clicked on, and what turned into a sale. I can find out what's working and what isn't. And so while we're over here focused on likes and followers, I care more about my bottom line, which is the money in my bank, right? So this is going to happen through email marketing. And we talked about the numbers before, like the 66% conversion rate, higher in email than in social media. 66%, guys. Like this is serious stuff. So stop sleeping on it. So going back all the way to the beginning, what we were talking about here was value, right? The content and what you're putting into your email marketing is the value. That's what's making the connection here. So here's an example. I think it's easier to go through with examples, right? Now, I don't know about the rest of you, but I get like 15 notifications a day of a different friend or, acquaintance that is in, I don't even know if I'm saying it right. It's like LuLaRoe, right? LuLaRoe, I'm sure you guys, some of you know here, you're all excited. The leggings, right? They're super cute, right? But I always like, apparently it's a thing, right? It's like the new Avon, everyone's selling them. And I get all these notifications all the time, like, join my group, here's my thing, blah, blah, blah. And it's like very much them. And the nice thing is LuLaRoe has set up like a space for them, a lot of pre-done marketing. It looks really nice, all of those things. But in my position, how do I determine of the 15 acquaintances who I'm going to follow? Like they're all vying for my attention. It's going to be the person I like the most. It's going to be the person I've connected with the most, the person I feel that I guess want to help, whoever that is, right? That's who's going to win my dollar. That's how important it is for you to make that connection when it comes to your business. You're probably not the only one doing what you're doing right now. And there may even be people that you perceive to be better, but honestly, it doesn't matter because again, people do business with people they like. And email marketing gives you the position to make that connection. So let's say you sell LuLaRoe, the leggings, right? Let's say you do that. And maybe you start collecting emails, right? And email them like some laundry hacks, like how to keep the colors vibrant, how to keep the elastic from going bad. Maybe even like recycling old pairs, right? Because I'm sure there's some rules because it's kind of like a preset business thing. So I'm sure there's some rules about like what you can and can't say. But I think those are safe spaces. And it's another way for you to provide value and stay top of mind in front of your audience. I would even email some of the things that you're doing in your Facebook group. Because as we discussed last week, in the Facebook algorithm, just because you're posting it doesn't mean they're seeing it, right? I think it's about 30% of your audience actually sees your post on Facebook. Whereas I think it's something super high and crazy, like 70% of people like see every email in their inbox. Like that's 30% of the laggers there. I know some of you have like 10,000 emails or something crazy. But the rest of us, even if we don't read them all, we see them all and we know they're there. So again, values in the email. So like send some of that same stuff in the email. Like I email a lot of the people in my group. Hey, this is what you missed yesterday. You're going to get a replay of this video already if you're in my email list because, I don't know if you were here. I don't know what you saw. Maybe you did, and maybe you just had it in on the background where you're like, yeah, Tanya, I'm supporting you, but I'm drinking coffee. I don't know, or maybe you're sneaking it in at work and you get to really listen to me, and big props if you're doing that. It's all right. I got your back. I'll send you the replay. So anyway, that was an example, right? We're gonna go back to some examples. So the other thing, like let's say you have a club, right? So email like hacks for wearing heels. Like people are wearing heels, and how do I not get blisters on my feet? Or here's how to help sore feet the day after. Or do a joint venture with like a cute dress company, and then you can actually take track the sales and take a percentage from that company because you just brought them your audience. You could, if you've segmented your list as you should, especially for a club, I would say like guys and girls at the most basic level, then you can talk to the guys like, hey guys, here's some tips about not how to be like super sweaty and gross on the dance floor, or how to keep your breath fresh all night. Anything like that. Or maybe it's something about like, they have this cool little personal breathalyzer things like I saw. Like maybe it's you do a video showing them how you use that and like make it fun or something like that. And then you're also keeping your patrons safe, right? Say you have a blog about cooking, right? So your blog's obviously like gonna have, your recipes and you cooking. So maybe you could email something more about the knives that you use and you like, or maybe why you're so nostalgic about lasagna. Like share a little piece of you, and maybe you give us your grandma's, lasagna noodle recipe, right? But like add to that, bring me additional value. Um, classes, right? So these classes, depending on your class, like that's a real general term, but maybe it's a trainer thing, talk to them about hydration. Of course, nutrition is always a part of that. Or maybe it's something you're learning. So you're teaching them better tips on taking notes, or apps that you use that help you stay organized. Testimonials from other people who are like, this was amazing. That's always great. People love to see people like them succeed. And I'd love to say that it's because everyone's like warm, fuzzy, and supportive, but it's not. It's because they see themselves, they go like, oh, that's like me. That means I could succeed. So it gives them hope. Okay, it's always about them, right? So it gives them hope. It makes them excited. They're like, oh, this could be me. I could do that. This is why those before and after pictures, no matter how many years and years and years, since the days of like, in the 80s or something of Jenny Craig, right, on TV, holding out like the big pair of pants, like, look, I used to wear these. Like that is why they do so well, because the people can look at those people and say like, oh my gosh, like that could be me, right? You're not gonna like look at somebody who has like a 6-pack abs and it's like, look, I got like a 7-pack ab. No, it's not a thing. But let's just say, like for most of us, it's probably not gonna be like, oh my God, that could be me. Because like I'm still working on the 2-pack right now, right? Like I think that I just listened to Tupac, right? That's all. No, okay, I'm getting really ridiculous now. But my point is, use those. Those things make people feel good. Those things connect. Those things bring hope. This is value. Again, your email's about value, guys. So good. My notes say to the point again, because I knew I would ramble. To the point again, the underlining rule here is that we're giving value, right? And your value should always circle back and reinforce why you're awesome, why your product's awesome, why what you offer is awesome, without having to say it. It also brings them something. Say you're in a position that you haven't necessarily, concreted, a sale with them yet, right? So this is a perfect way to give them the experience of what it's like to already get value from you, pushing them towards a sale even more, right? So let's say you are doing, training or something like that, like a workout session. Then, give like a 30-minute free, workout video. It doesn't have to be you like meeting with them, but give something that even though you would already give that, maybe that's what you're going to charge for. Do it. Give them the experience. And they're like, oh my gosh, I did it and it was awesome. Yes, I want more. Yes, I want to pay for that. Give them little glimpses of hope and little accomplishments so they can make micro commitments so they're ready to make that large commitment. So again, coming back to the point, these are the type of things that you're putting in your email marketing, guys. This is what it is. So why does all of this matter? Because when you have a list that's engaged, when you have people that like you, when you have people that know you and you know them and you know what resonates with them, because you're looking at your email analytics and you're like, ooh, they really like it when I email at 3 p.m. Or, no one opens anything Sunday morning. They really liked the email I sent that had a picture of my dog. Like, note to self, more dog pictures. When you know what resonates with them, you know what works, then you know how to sell to them. And this isn't a sleazy, weird sell thing, guys. If we don't sell, then we only have a hobby. We don't have a business, right? Selling, you're giving your product, you're selling your product because it has value, because you're offering them value, because you can give them something, and because you can make their lives better, right? Hopefully that's what it is. Now, if you're still having weirdness about that, like we'll have a whole other lesson about the fact of coming to terms with, yes, you are in sales. That's not for here. So we're going back to email. Another thing, let's see what I'm talking about here, is that, when we're looking at email again versus social media, and I'm just using Facebook as we're here on Facebook, is that Facebook is the shotgun approach, right? Facebook is the, You can send out a message, you know, and all these people in your group are going to be coming from different places and different positions. And I mean, usually that's the case. So you're hoping to send one message that reaches everybody, and it's not as good as email, because email can be targeted, email can be segmented. You can do something better with email. So let's say that like you go up to a crowd at Disneyland and you want to sell like fishing equipment, right? So you go up to this crowd and you're like, hey guys, everybody here, like, you know, let's just assume no one's going to kick you out, you know, and you're trying to sell fishing equipment. What is the percentage? What are the possibilities of that, the people in that crowd being into fishing? Like 1%, 2%, 10%? I mean, you don't know. You don't know, right? It's just like a random crowd of mixed people. So take that same scenario and let's go to a fishing trade show, right? And then walk up to a crowd and be like, I have a super awesome thing. What is your percentage or chance, let's just say chance, of making a sale to that crowd? Considerably higher, right? Like, yeah, indeed it is, because they're targeted, because you already know something about them. Guess what, guys? It's the same thing in your email. Your percentage, your likelihood of making and closing that sale is so much higher because, or, you know, and I say sale, guys, but it could be, you know, attendance for an event. It could be, you know, whatever sale means to you. It could, if you're a coach and it's, you know, getting that meeting, whatever it is, getting them to show up. It's all, I use the word sale, but that's what it is because you were able to create this safe space of email and you were able to target them and speak to them specifically. Now, we talked about targeting a lot more last week. So if you're new here, make sure you go back and watch that one as well. It's pretty short. So, so yeah, basically you're going to get better sales unless your product's shitty, but that's a whole other lesson. You know, we can't help you in this lesson. We can help you, but not in this lesson. And also a quick note too, guys, this isn't the same as sales funnels. Whether you may be thinking that or not, sales funnels are super, super, super important, and they are part of your email system. They're like little mini series of like sales that work automated and like make you money, and they're freaking amazing. And we are going to go into that at some point. But this is like the overarching, like kind of big deal of that. So just to clarify that. So I do have a question before we get into any like Q&A. Do we have anybody here who is sitting on an email list, not knowing what to do with it? Because if you do, if you are here, I have a challenge for you. Even some of you watching the replay, this isn't going to last very long, but any of you watching the replay, I have a challenge for you. If you're sitting on an email list, I don't care how big it is. Like, it could be 5 people. I'm very serious with that. Like, you need to start with, and then value them. 5 of them trusted you to give them their email. Like, goodness, do something for them. But if you're sitting on an email list, I'm going to challenge you to do this. Get your shit together, okay? Go and find, if you haven't already chose something like an email marketing platform, so go get MailChimp or Infusionsoft or whatever your jam is, right? Like, we use MailChimp. Go get it, get set up, you know, the free version. You don't need to get all crazy yet. Go get there, unless you have like 2,000 emails, and good for you, and smack yourself for not doing something. Go get it set up. Go import your list, segment it, do whatever you can, everything you can, actually, everything that you possibly can to get it all set up. The first person that emails me and tells me what they've done, I will personally write your first set of sequences. All right, so your first couple emails, just say that. And that'll be determined by, you know, discussions that we have and all of that stuff. But I'm challenging you right now because life awards the doers. So go out and do something, and I will also reward the doers by helping you write your first set of emails for your email sequence to your audience. But there is a catch. There is a catch. And the catch is going to be that we want to record it. We want to record the process, and that you'll have to come back afterwards and talk with us about how your experience was. So that's the challenge that I have for you guys today. It's going to go to the first person that gets back to us, you know, whenever that is, just putting it out there. So while we're here, I still go through these so much faster than I think I'm going to. Does anyone have any questions while we're here? I can answer anything about my quick ramblings, about value, ideas you might have, anything within this topic. Not anything because that's for Thursday office hours, but we have someone say, we love value. Yes, and most people do. Most people do love value, guys. That's why they like getting it and they respond to it and they engage and they give you money. That's the best part, right? So, yeah, anybody? Um, Email marketing, guys. Like, and if you don't have a list, you may be sitting here listening to this and be like, Tanya, this is super awesome, but I don't even have a list. That's okay. You need to get one. And you need to start collecting emails. If that's as simple as having them fill out a form when they engage with whatever it is you do, if they're making purchases, if you sell jewelry, you still, hey, let me, what's your, name, email, get your info. We send you out some deals or something, make sure you give them a reason what to expect. There's a lot of different ways. We're going to talk about email list building for sure coming up. That is definitely something that will be happening. Even if you have questions about that now, feel free to, even if you've missed this and it's the replay, you can go ahead and message. I get back to every single message, guys. And as of now, until it's like too overwhelming, me and my team get back to every single email, like every single freaking email. Like, and sometimes you think I blab now. Imagine when I have like a timer and a camera on me, like, I'm just crazy. So message me, talk to me, message us, post in the group, if you got questions, write, just talk to each other. Some of you guys who are already in here, you're lucky because I haven't made you do introductions, but the newcomers, it's going to be required. It's going to be required. We need to be able to help each other and build each other up. We all have some place of expertise and lessons that we've learned from being in the places that we are, that even if you haven't started your business, I know for a fact, some of you that have just joined recently, I know for a fact that there's wisdom, opinions, everything inside of you, and I'm so excited for the rest of our entrepreneurs to start hearing that. So I'm going to start getting you guys vocal. I promise. So anything else? Any questions? Let me check my little chat over here. My chats change from place to place. Yeah, okay. And yes, we do recommend, I recommend MailChimp. I think it's one of the easiest things to get started with. So I'm not saying the other ones aren't great. There are a lot of good ones out there. I just think if when in doubt, start with MailChimp. Yeah, me too. Let's see that. Value, guys, value. It's the best I can tell you. So I think with that, maybe I'll be signing off. Still another short day today. I gotta start making longer ones, right? If there is anything else, guys, I'm just checking my notes here. Don't sleep on it. I think that's my final words. It's just it's just so easy. And I think the biggest value, if you don't work with anything else, is that remember that you don't own that audience on your Facebook page, on your Instagram, whatever it is. You don't own it. And the algorithm is a real deal thing, that you're not even getting in front of everybody. But email you will. So get on it, make money, have a great Tuesday, and see you guys on Thursday. Thursday, I will be sending out an email. I'll also put a post up too, guys, is send us your questions some ahead of time. We will still answer any live ones, but definitely send some ahead of time. We'll put a little agenda together, make sure that we have tons of information to give you. All right, so again, saying bye-bye.